everyone, and hello from Malaysia. Hello everyone, and hello from Malaysia. Welcome to our AIMST Biotechnology Students Association Webinar Series. Thank you very much for your participation today. You have joined our webinar on global agriculture, past, present, and future. We will begin our program shortly. I would like to kick off today's program by reminding you of some of the housekeeping items as seen on the screen. First of all, please turn off your microphone during the session and only unmute when required to speak. Please turn on your camera so that we can see each other. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to message us through the chat box. We will try our best to address your concerns. The chat box is also there for you to introduce yourself. Please give us your name and your organization. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to message us through the chat box. We will try our best to address your concern. The chat box is also there. Last but not least, no phone call or disruption during the session. Note that this session will be recorded and live streaming is done through YouTube. The YouTube will be saved on our YouTube channel right after the session. An evaluation survey will appear at the end of our session. Please spend some time to provide your feedback, as it will be really meaningful for us to improve our next section. Thank you very much for your attention, and once again, welcome all to our webinar organized by AIMST Biotechnology Students Association. My name is Eunice. I'm proud to tell that I'm a BSc Biotechnology degree program student at AIMST University. It's a great honor for me to serve as the MC for this webinar. If anyone have any issue with audios or video, please use the chat box and we will do our best to help you. To start our session, I would like to invite Miss Vivian, the ABSA Vice President, to deliver her opening remarks. Miss Vivian, please.
Hello everyone and greetings from Malaysia. Our honorable speaker of the day, Professor M.S. Reddy, Professor of Department of Entomology and Plant Pathology, Auburn University, United States of America. He is also an entrepreneur and consultant at Auburn University, Alabama, United States of America. Senior Professor N. Ravichandran, Dean of Faculty of Applied Sciences, AIMST University. Our AIMST Biotechnology Students Association Advisor, Senior Associate Professor, Dr. Subhash, professors, lecturers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the AIMST Biotechnology Students Association, I welcome you all. I'm glad to see all of you here, though it is virtually. I'm delighted to know that we have more than 600 registered participants from 20 different countries. We have participants from Afghanistan, Algeria, Australia, Bangladesh, Cyprus, Ethiopia, India, Indonesia, Iraq, Japan, Kyrgyzstan, Libya, Malaysia, Myanmar, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, South Korea, Sri Lanka, and United States of America. This is our fifth webinar as a part of our ABSA Webinar Series. As an association of students, ABSA always strives to provide a quality and comprehensive social platform to our biotechnology and bioinformatics students of AIMST University. We help them to grow, to learn new things while having fun in the process. We had organized numerous activities, including the annual sports event, ABSA Olympics, faculty prom night, undergraduate orientation, to name a few. In this age of modern technology and the ever-growing field of biotechnology, our intellectual capacity is essential. However, our soft skills are equally important. In fact, soft skills are more important than ever before. No matter whether you are a researcher, entrepreneur, patent agent, or rather after graduation. Therefore, ABSA has started this webinar series. All students will get an opportunity to organize a webinar as a part of the ABSA Webinar Series. Our webinar series aims to provide a platform for the students to develop and refine their various soft skills, such as leadership, teamwork, communication, interpersonal skills, event organization, and time management skills. These webinar series are really student-centric and helpful for involved students in developing and sharpening their soft skills. Simultaneously, these webinars are helpful to ABSA members and all participants to update themselves with the latest knowledge in the respective areas of webinar topics. I want to thank our honorable speaker, Professor Reddy. In fact, we are honored to host you. Thank you for accepting our invitation and becoming a part of our webinar series. Thank you, Professor Ravichandran, for joining us. I want to thank the organizing committees for doing a marvelous job. The efforts and time they committed to this webinar are appreciable. Last but not least, my special thanks to our ABSA advisor, Senior Associate Professor Dr. Subhash, for taking the initiative to start this student-centric webinar series. Despite his busy schedule, he still trains and guides my team members patiently. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for joining us. Without further ado, Miss Eunice, over to you. Please lead the way.
Thank you, Ms. Vivian, for wonderful welcoming remarks. Next, I would like to call upon the Organizing Committee Chairman, Ms. Sik Yukon, to say a few words and introduce the moderator of today's webinar. Ms. Sik Yukon, the floor is yours.
Thank you, MC Miss Eunice. Hello, everyone, and hello from Malaysia. I'm Yukon, and I'm proud to tell you that I'm the first year student of the BSc Honours Biotechnology degree program of AIMST University. It was an honor to serve as chairman of the organizing committee and this webinar. On behalf of AIMST Biotechnology Students Association and the organizing committee of this webinar, I welcome today's speaker, Dr. M.S. Reddy, who is a professor at the Department of Entomology and Plant Pathology, Urban University, USA. Dean of our faculty, Senior Professor Ravichandran, AIMST Biotechnology Student Association Advisor, Senior Associate Professor, Dr. Subhash, and all the participants. This is the fifth webinar of our ABSA Webinar Series, organized by AIMST Biotech Student Association, and we are proud to host it. As chairperson of organizing committee, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to our committee team who work hard to organize this webinar. I want to thank Professor M.S. Reddy for accepting our invitation and becoming a part of our webinar series. I will also want to thank Dean of our Faculty of Applied Sciences, Senior Professor M. Ravichandran for his full support. Last but not least, I want to especially thank Senior Associate Professor Dr. Subhash. Our committee members feel lucky to have him as advisor of the ABSA. He has guided my team throughout the process of making this webinar series as a reality. We noticed that as advisor, Dr. Subhash wants to see each of his students excel. On behalf of ABSA and Webinar Organizing Committee, I want to thank Dr. Subhash for his guidance and molding us to play these roles. Before I pass the mic to MC, I want to introduce the moderators of today's webinar. My fellow mates, Mr. Ranjit, who is the Year 2 student of BSc Honours Bioinformatics degree program of AIMST University. He is going to moderate this session. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you all and thank you for joining us. Let's get ready to listen to the talk of our today's speaker. Without further ado, Miss Eunice, over to you.
Thank you, Missy. Now, I request the moderator of the webinar, Mr. Ranjit, to introduce the speaker and start the session. Mr. Ranjit, please.
Thank you, MC Miss Eunice. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are, I hope you are having a good day. I'm Ranjit Tyagarajan, and I'm proud to tell you that I'm a Year 2 BSc Honors in Bioinformatics student at AIMST University. It is my honor to serve as a moderator for this webinar. As moderator of this webinar, I also want to thank the audience for joining us. Every day, we are enjoying breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are lucky. We are getting food without any problem. But if the global human population keeps on growing, then how we can ensure that everybody will have enough food? Because of the advances in science and technology, we are able to increase agricultural productivity. However, agricultural land is shrinking and the population is increasing. In order to make sure that we will have an uninterrupted food supply, agricultural sustainability is vital for the global community. In today's webinar, we will have an excellent opportunity to learn more about the global agriculture. We are lucky. We have a prominent speaker from the United States of America. It is my great pleasure to introduce the speaker for today's webinar, Professor Dr. M.S. Reddy. Dr. Reddy is a professor at the Department of Entomology and Plant Pathology, Urban University, USA. His PhD in Integrated Pest Management with specialty in the biological control and PGPR was earned from the Simon Fraser University, BC, Canada. He completed postdoctoral training at the Department of Botany, University of Toronto, Canada. For 15 years, Dr. Reddy served as a senior scientist and R&D global manager for several agrochemical industries, such as ExxonMobil, also known as Exxon Imperial Oil, before switching to academia in 1998. Over 40 years, he orchestrated multidisciplinary global research for biological control of soil-borne diseases, IPM, biofertilizers, and biofungicides, PGPR, induced systemic resistancy, and organic agriculture for safer, environment-friendly products. Poverty alleviation for rural farmers was a key objective. Dr. Reddy contributed over 300 peer-reviewed research papers and several book chapters. He is a panelist on granting agency review boards and vends and edits research papers for national and international journals. He worked with the national and international research and development of organization funded by multi-million-dollar grants. National bodies in Europe, Australia, and many Asian countries regularly invite him to speak. In 2009, Dr. Reddy founded the non-profit Asian PGPR Society for Sustainable Agriculture, registered in India and the USA, to enable a sustainable agriculture, to enable scientists, researchers, and others to share teaching, research, and commercialization. The Society has 1,500 registered international life members. 6 biannual conferences have been held in Asia. The next is scheduled for Malaysia in 2022. Dr. Reddy has trained several master's and PhD graduates, postdoctorates, and visiting national and international scientists. He received prestigious international awards for research and entrepreneurship, successful businessperson, investor, and entrepreneur of www.urbanventures.com, Urban, Alabama, USA. He consults for educational, private sector, government bodies, and NGOs globally. With this brief introduction, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Reddy to take control of the floor. However, just a gentle reminder, if you have any questions to speaker, then please post them in our Zoom chat box so that the speaker can answer them during our Q&A session. Professor Dr. Reddy, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you, Ranjit. So that was a wonderful introduction, and I appreciate for that. And I appreciate all your colleagues. My audio is visible?
Yes, visible.
Yeah, sorry. I appreciate Ranjit for your colleagues and you taking the charge of introducing me. But whatever the bio says, but I'm a small guy, born and raised in India, in a farming community. I'll try my best. The topic is global. Topic is complicated. Subhash, your boss man Subhash convinced me, irrespective of my hectic schedules for the last week, every day, finally I have to sat in. sleepless nights for the last 2 days to put together my thoughts and ideas to address, because and it came not from Subhash or from university or from your dean. I am more interested the young, energetic students. With that in my mind, oh, I have to come and talk on this global agriculture. So with this in, let me share my screen. So sorry, I can't remember all your names. Thank you all the organizing committee, including the moderators, Kwan, and other people. On behalf of your organization, my salutes on behalf of United States from my university, particularly by myself. With that, I'm going to share my screen. Oop, hang on a sec.
Prof, you need any help?
I'm just looking. Can you see my screen?
Not yet, Prof. So at the bottom, there is a share screen, green icon. You can see share screen. You can click there and you can share your file.
I did that. What happened? I don't know.
Maybe you can close and again open, Prof.
Host disable participating screen sharing. You guys has enable my screen share.
No, it's enable, Prof. Anybody can share the screen.
No, not enable. I'm sharing my screen. Please enable that.
Yeah, it's done, Prof. Can you try again? Yeah.
Okay, right?
Yeah, it's
Can you
working,
see
Prof.
it?
Yes.
Can you see my screen though, right? Full screen?
Yes, Prof. Yes,
Yes,
Prof.
Prof. Able to see,
Okay.
Prof.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Sorry for those few mistakes. I'm older than you all guys, so I forget.
It's okay, Prof.
No, that's okay. So thank you, this your association, and and the particularly I need to salute the Malaysian national flag on behalf of my flag from the United States. With that, and you guys already spoke about my background. Here is your brochure. My first, foremost, thanks to Subhash haunting me for the last, 3 weeks or so to come on to speak. And all the committee members listed here in your brochure, I thank each and every one to accommodate me tonight or to you guys tomorrow morning to talk about global agriculture, past, present, and future, which is a complicated topic. On the right side is a global agriculture is a lot of stuff. Before I start, I also should salute my Asian PGPR Society for Sustainable Agriculture. I just sent you guys a chart message. We have a Telegram group for this association. Please join, no cost to you, just to get info from all our life members, 1,500 plus or more global. Please join, young guys. You will get to know what goes on each and every day from this society. Somebody mentioned, I own Auburn Ventures here in the United States. Means I have a lot of other business ventures in the United States. Not interested much to talk about. So non-scientific ventures have 150 plus American employees. It is a big organization, very busy day in, day out. Irrespective of that, I do participate, I do listen, I do understand, I do read about global agriculture. And also I do consult World Health Organization and UNO, Asian Development Bank, for various international projects for global agricultural needs and wants. With this, let me move on. So anyway, I thank you all this group here in this brochure participating today and inviting me to talk. I'll try my best as much as I could. I'm not an international global agriculturist, but however, whatever I know, I will touch very basic stuff. Please have a patience and understand as much as you could. Oh, my mouse is not working. Here is agriculture is the science and art of cultivating plants and livestock. Agriculture was the key development in rise of sedentary human civilization, whereby farming of domesticated species created food surpluses that enable people to live in villages, towns, or cities. The history of agriculture began thousands of years ago, 20,000 years ago. After gathering wild grains such as the wheat, barley, oat, rice, beginning at least 105,000 years ago. Look, the agriculture started long time ago. That time, uncivilized farmer, 11,500 years ago, he has started something for his food. Along with pigs, sheep, cattle were also there, are domesticated over 10,000 years ago. Where are we now? Anyway, we're talking about agriculture, nothing but plants cultivated all at least 11 regions of the world globally. Recently, the industrial agriculture based on large-scale monoculture in the 20th century came to dominate agricultural output, though about 2 billion people still dependent on the agriculture outputs. Agriculture has been a crucible of evolutionary change ever since its inception thousands and thousands of years ago. And this change permeates agricultural endeavors at all levels of biological organization, ranging from the individual gene through whole communities today. Given global concerns regarding food production, food security. Now, during the COVID era, the agricultural productivity must be or have to be achieved with a greater efficiencies. Without agriculture is nothing but agro-ecosystem. Agro-ecosystem has to provide the most cogent examples of major determinants of biotic interactions within and among species, and communities like us need a central role for the application of evolutionary principles to the modern agriculture today. In the development of human society, the shift to a relatively settled way of life from the old, long time ago, hundreds of years ago, hunter-gatherer life was enormously profound those days and made it possible for us today to develop the agricultural practices thousands of years ago with those people like us. We don't know them. With those simple principles, based on those simple principles, today we are where we are in agricultural practices. As agriculture developed, the environment of the field increasingly differentiated from that of the natural environments in which plants and animals originally evolved. I'm giving the fundamentals because of the students of you. If it's a scientific community or intellectual faculty community, may be different. Most of them know. As undergraduates or postgraduates, I think participating today, I have designed, I have developed this, my talk, just comes a basic understanding, basic principles. Over the last, I have mentioned, few thousand years, domestication, selection, hybridization, both unconsciously, has also led to significant changes in the appearance of crop plants and animals and their nutritional values. Those, our forefathers, they don't know, but they did, consciously, unconsciously, what we need to eat. In essence, throughout the history of agriculture, changes in agronomic, animal husbandry practices, and in the crops and animals being formed, have had collateral effects that have changed the balance and the intensity of different selective forces. In contrast to many other evolutionary issues, in agroecosystems, interaction between disease-causing organisms, I am introducing here disease-causing organisms, and the interactions between those organisms and crops and livestock. So it's a combination, diseases, interaction, ecosystem, crops. It is a combinational, mutualistic, evolutionary ecosystem interactions. You know, for our crops, agriculture crops, nutrient availability, nutrients needed, plant density, genetic uniformity, balance for competition, interspecific or intraspecific competitions, and global species biodiversity. So we need to mingle the diseases and the pests and the cropping system, diversity, and all in a global ecosystem. So based on the fundamental principles we need to consider for the process of domestication, means a human-driven selection for evolutionary agriculture. Without human involvement, nothing could be done. Over the past decade, research and the deployment of genetically modified technologies has increased rapidly. You all see, you guys are young, know better than me. Every day is going on. Genetically modified technologies rapidly increasing in the world. Despite the generally simple communities like us, in agro ecosystem, natural plant and animal communities with a strong interspecific or intraspecific interactions constrained agricultural crop yield. But as we as the humans of 21st century, scientists, students, intellectuals, governments, organizations, farmers, whoever they are, now we could control this conscious, evolutionarized agro-ecosystem. Those days, unconscious, they don't know what happens. Now we do have a conscious. What is happening? If you grow a crop, if you eat a food, if you consume something, maybe veggie or fruit or something, whatever it may be, I have to put together a small, big para. I will read this as is. Agriculture is thus the source of diverse selective forces, and modern agriculture, we're talking, its species of practices is the outcome of a continuous process of change that has dramatically changed physically, genetically, all components of agro-ecosystem. Further advances in the genetic potential of crops and livestock will continue to be dominated by conventional breeding strategies made increasingly efficient by advances in market technologies. In addition, though the introduction of genes from other species via molecular manipulation, GM technology or GMO technologies will become increasingly common, but generally restricted in introducing these changes that are unattainable via conventional approaches, old traditional approaches. Overall, therefore, recognition and application of ecological and evolutionary principles will be an increasingly important part of the overall development and management of agriculture, particularly in the context of climate change, new plants, animals, and the imperative for greater greater sustainability shifts in land management. As such, we suggest the biologists today might do well to consider agro-ecosystems as useful models for scientific investigation of today or tomorrow future evolutionary processes. Keeping that is a big statement, lot of info, important stuff. If you catch and understand each of those words, It is a big stuff. Now, this slide showing today's creating a sustainable food future by 2050. We are 2021 today, 2050, 30 years from now. So we have enough food, maybe, may not be, but depending on the sources, depending on our finances, we can get some food. Who knows in 30 years from now? Who is going to produce the amount, the food needed for the developing population or growing population? Today, almost 7 billion population. By 2050, almost 10 billion population. So we need to produce 56 and plus more food to feed 10 plus billion population in 30 years from now. How do we do that? Without using more land. We cannot create any more land what we have right now, right? So without creating more land, more agriculture acreage, how can we feed? We need to prevent agriculture from expanding. We currently use 50% of the world's vegetable land in agriculture right now. To save an area of forest nearly 2 times the size of India, land and population, we need to save more than Indian size to keep, feed the growing population. Why we also worry about carbon emissions, carbon monoxide emissions, the nasty gases into the environment. We need to reduce from GT, carbon monoxide emission, 4 GT emission by 2050. With the innovative technology, people like you, innovators, innovating scientists like you all, with the plant-based food, I mentioned just this slideshow burgers, plant-based food, resilient crop breeds. With this in mind, I have come across, we need to concentrate 22 major principles to feed the growing population by in 30 years from now. I'm going to read these simple principles. Reduce the food loss and waste. Everybody knows every day how much we eat, how much we throw out. We go to the restaurants, we throw more out. We don't like it. Shift to healthier, more sustainable diets. Rather eating the junk, be eating good food. Avoid competition by bioenergy for food crops and land. Achieve replacement level fertility rate. Don't throw as much as fertilizer to grow crops. Increasing livestock or animals, sheep or buffaloes, cows, and all, we need to increase the livestock and their food for them, fashion. Crop breeding. We have to always keep doing this, even though it is a conventional, old traditional breeding. We need to improve crops. Improve soil and water management. Without soil, nothing we can do. Without water, no crop will grow. Plant existing crop plant more frequently. In a given acre, you come across 2 or 3 crops or more, 4 crops in a year rather than 1 crop. Adapt climate change. You plant your crop depending on the weather on that particular season. Link productivity gains with the production of a natural ecosystem. We need to worry about them. Limit Inevitable cropland expansion lands with low environmental opportunity costs. Don't go cut the plants and plant something else. Be careful, be aware of it. Reforest agricultural lands with a little intensification. Don't cut forest. Be very careful. Make use of what you need it. Conserve and restore peatlands. Without peatlands, nothing but landscaping, agricultural, greenery stuff. Improve wild fisheries management. We only talk about the crops. Fish, aquaculture, and all other things are very important for food and consumption, for human health and safety. Improve productivity, environmental performance adjustment, aquaculture. Reduce enteric fermentation through new technology. I'll come back. Reduce emissions as much as we could. Increase agriculture energy efficiency to non-fossil energy sources. Implement a realistic option to sequester carbon in soil. Putting more carbon in soils become healthy and crops will grow better. I will touch, I'm not going to talk about all these. Those are my fundamental principle I think of for future agriculture. Bring back, you guys are a undergraduate student. This man, Dr. Charles Darwin, I have to bring back. We follow every day in our science, the domestication and selective breeding and natural selection. This man, born and raised from in 1809, and he died in 1882, almost 72 years or so, in London, England. This man has created selective breeding through natural selection. Just saw this the other day. This is the house he used to live. He's a very rich man those days. His father was a doctor. Mom was a highly sophisticated educationist. Their parents has 12 children, along with Dr. Charles Darwin. This man also has 11 children. While producing so many children, this man spent in this greenhouse for his Darwin's theory to brought us into 21st century's evolution through natural selection. We should salute this man. Without him, I don't know where we would have been today. Then the natural selection, and we all know Gregor Mendel, who is the father of genetics. Natural selection, genetic variation, and Mendelian inheritance, the 20th century's modern synthesis, natural selection would have not been happened. So for you all undergraduates, you all know the egg and the sperm and all kind of stuff in human nature. This egg and the sperms unite and become an embryo. Embryo become offspring. Just like human nature. Same thing as in the plants. Somas and somas, germ plasm, development embryos. These germ plasms, and with the help of Dr. Weizmann's germ plasm theory, the hereditary material, the germ plasm, is confined to gonads and the gametes, egg and sperm. And the somatic cells, vegetative body of the body, develop afresh in each generation from the germ plasm. This breeding and inheritance and a natural selection leads to us the genetically or germplasm, GMO, all kind of natural evolution or genetical evolution to give us the road to feed the population of 10 billion plus in 30 years from now by enhancing our food production almost 70% compared to older tradition of agriculture thousands of years ago. Timeline on earth to where we are today or from 30 years from now. As I mentioned, 10 billions plus population. Today, almost 7 or 8 billions in 2020. And 2050, almost 10 billions. So how do we feed? The billions of people increasing. So we have to increase the billions of hectares to cultivate, right? Without the enhancement of the cultivation, we cannot increase the food. And the billions of cubic meters. You cannot increase the billions of cubic meters, but we need to increase. They make use of whatever the available cubic meter to produce more food. The duplicate of crop production, the duplicate. We need to duplicate, triplicate, quadruple the available arable land in the future. The widespread impacts on food and farming are highly likely influenced by biotic and abiotic constraints such as heat, climate, or water availability. If you reduce the fisheries, aquaculture, and other fisheries yields in the tropics, we need to consider aquaculture also part of agriculture. We may consume, right? Not only wheat, barley, rice and rice and vegetables and fruit. We need also some good healthy proteins from the fish. If you see this side, agriculture GHG emissions, production plus land minus huge change, carbon dioxide emissions per year by 2050. How do you reduce carbon dioxide emission by 2050? We need to follow. Please watch. Reduce food loss and waste. Be careful how much food you throw every day if you don't like it. If you don't like it, don't buy it, don't throw it out. Okay? If you don't like, change your diet. Instead of burger, instead of French fries, use a fruit or a veggie. Phase out crop-based biofuels. Instead of diesel, petroleum, and other things, we recommend a crop-based biofuels. Plant existing cropland more frequently, I mentioned. Instead of one crop for 6 months, find a crop, find a seed, dwarf variety, short duration. So we can improve crop yields. Increase of landscape productivity, greens. Improve, I mentioned fishes. Increase, fish is nothing but aquaculture. Reduce enteric fermentation, doing all kind of stuff. Manure management, increase nitrogen use efficiency, improve rice management and breeds, reduce energy emissions. I think it's coming back. Instead of using diesel and petroleum, cars and automobiles, electronic, and those kind of vehicles coming into market. So we have less emissions, less toxic things coming out into there. restore peatlands, protect land, of course. In 2050, I believe we can do it to feed enough food for the next, the growing 10 billion people in 2050 from now, only 30 years, 29 years from now, truly speaking. You're all guys are 22, 25, 30 years. You have plenty of life to feed these people. I may not be, I may be died by that time. you guys are enough healthy and engaged. Understand population growth in the world, total world, developing world, developed world, the growth curves by 2050. So how much food we need? At least particularly, the basic maize, rice, wheat, soybean. My friends, revisiting our food system, last opportunity to feed the world. This is the last one to feed. The total cost of 1.3 billion tons of edible food are wasted every year, costs us $1 trillion of American dollars. A lot of money. If you can save that waste, I think we can feed the growing population. Just one example of corn, which is a major edible food for all of us, corn or maize. It is still keep on increasing the yield and production by various methods. First, scientific research, genetic inheritance, Mendel, Darwin, double cross, single cross, now genetically modified corn. So technology is evolving as we grow. Just one example, I am neither recommending nor negative genetically modified foods. Giving an example of Monsanto. Man, if you see their evolution, nuclear weapons, DDT, ancient PCBs, aspartame, genetically modified organisms, GMOs are in almost all of our food today, and they're not labeled. If we see organically produced, organically commercialized grocery market, if you see one corner organic, one corner non-organic, one corner is a conventional, even in Malaysia, everywhere, particularly in the United States. Oh, organic is all crazy, all nonsense. We have to be very careful. Whoever may produce. Sorry, I just took an example of Monsanto or Syngenta or so many big, gigantic companies in the world. I'm not blaming them, not saying anything. I appreciate their efforts, bringing genetically or green organic food for us, but be aware of it. Unless you see a label, unless you see a manufacturer, unless you see an exporter, please do not blindly pay enough money to buy those organically or genetically modified food. This is my recommendation to all of you to feed our growing population. No, I'm not converting you all to become vegans, vegetarians. No, that's not my today's thing. And but if you see this slide, high fat whole foods, leafy green vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, vegetables. An ordinary vegan, whole food, vegan plant-based diet If we can use it, we can consume on a daily basis, we can avoid a lot of waste. Vegetarian vegan diet, everybody know. I'm just borrowed these slides from Google. It's not my own creation. Thanks for Google to acknowledge. I'm acknowledging Google stuff. You see this: 1 meal, 2 meal, 3 meal, 4 meal, 5 meal. Girls may only stick to 2 meal. Boys may stick to 3 meal. Another guy's on a running race. I want to 3 meals. Another big guy, I want a 6 meal. It's all up to them. Depending on this pyramid of this vegetarian diet, I believe in, I'm following it at my home, in my family, whoever I know in my circles. The food diet, we need to follow food pyramid. If you go to the restaurant, you take 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. How much you need to eat? How much you need to consume? What is beneficial to your body? Choose, select, pay, and finish it. Don't buy all this and throw some. Please, please, please. I believe in. We all save that. So with that, the engaging growth populations, you guys, I'm just, the world is home to today 1.8 billion people between age and 24. Some of you may be age of 24. Number will reach 2 billion of your age by 2050. About 90% of young people live in low and middle income countries. And I'm talking the world. 71 million around the world today are unemployed, no jobs. 71 millions. 300 million are classified as working poor. Of course, 8 billion population. 8 billion population today, 300 million, but it's significant. But 25% of unemployed youth today in this world, in this 21st century world, whether maybe Malaysia or United States, India, or Asian countries, Europe, there are some people, 25 or not some, 25% living $1 per day. What a pathetic situation today. How with these things we could improve? You, the youth of the university from your university and your young people, under the guidance of your faculty and your administrators, you guys could do it. I cannot do it. I'm old. I cannot learn anymore. I cannot digest the new science. I don't have energy. My age is restricting me what I have to do. You have young blood, young knowledge, age to follow the molecular biology and genomics. You all know. I don't need to explain these buzzwords. I have not learned while I was like you guys. But I do know Frederick Sanger, Walter Gilbert, those the guys have a Nobel Peace Prize 1980 for sequencing of DNA. I think most of you know sequence of DNA. I did not know in my early days, undergraduate day, my master days. When I became a professor, I am learn very, very hard way. I don't know what is a gene. I don't know what is a DNA. I don't know what is a chromosome, how to splice, how to do all kind of stuff. But I learned with a hard way. So I could teach, educate people like you. In my way of the traits I believe in to increase the agriculture productivity, the seeds, varieties, and the traits, and what we put on the seed called seed treatment, crop protection technologies, forages, inoculants, come back to microbial inoculant, vegetation management, and turf ornamentals, pasture management. We need to feed the animals, urban pest management, and oils, what we eat every day in our daily food cooking or consumption, and IT technology, software, digital services. The modern agriculture, you need to follow all modern technologies. Thousands of years ago, these technologies not there. But those people produce enough food for those days, at that type of population feed by themselves. Now the technology, modern agriculture, evolving, growing day out, day in. So we need to, you all know that every country, depending on their the farmers' money and technology availability and affordability, they're using robots, they're using industrial technology, tractor, trashers, cultivators, all kind of stuff, sprinkler irrigation, drip irrigation, overhead irrigation, all kind of stuff. So we believe in modern agriculture. What to do in this modern agriculture? High performing seeds mean genetically hybrid varieties. I mean, new irrigation practices. Don't throw enough water. Leave the water in the pipes. No. Use facilities, fertilizers. Be careful how much you use it, what to use it, when to use it. Are they good, bad, or reliable? Pesticides. You all know pesticide, herbicide, insecticide. My God, we have to be very careful. Crop rotation, single rotation, multiple rotation, or mixed cropping and biodiversity, I'll come back. Cattle means sheep and all kind of animal, machinery, technology. These are all to be involved in the modern agriculture to grow more food for the feeding or for the growing population. Food for life. You, young students, Malaysia, you are the life for our needy farmers to feed the growing population. I urge you, keep these principles in your minds. What are you studying? What to do in your daily life? At least consider agriculture in your lives, if you could. Now you all know this buzz thing. 1G technology, 2G technology, 3G technology, 4G. Today we are 5G technology in terms of cell phones, right? Everybody has a cell phones, whatever it may be, Apple or something else, Samsung, stuff like that. This is the world growing today, everywhere, the technology, fascinated. I'll come back. If is everything true, if everything what I said before is true, if I believe in what I do, if I believe in what I practice, if I believe in what I teach my students or postgraduates or PhDs, international scientists, if I want to, love to see this biodiversified green agriculture. For this, I need all of your university students to participate in this technology with the Subhash and other faculty help. Those guys are big brains. You young guys have, small, medium, updated brains compared to your faculties. Please look into this overall picture. When I was a young kid, like you, or not like you guys, when I was young, born and raised in a small farm in India, southern India, in a small village, I have no electricity, to study. I have studied under a kerosene lamp. No electricity in my village from grade 1 to grade 10. All kerosene, lantern, light studied. I have participated my village farmers to do those guys agriculture. I'm talking of 50 plus years ago. All old tradition, very conventional, healthy, sophisticated, not much fertilizer, not much pesticide. In my opinion, now it's all organically, green manures, compost, greenery stuff, putting into these mud irrigated rice fields. I still love it, fascinated, salute these farmers because I worked with them, but I'm away now for almost 40 years from my village, living so-called sophisticated modern world, though you all call modern world. I don't think so. I'll come back in a minute where I live, how do I live in the so-called United States. I'll come back. Stay with me. I love thousands of years ago is a paint. That those days don't have a digital video recording and cameras. And those days, the agriculture, thousands of years ago, cattle with plowing, they have done this agriculture, believe it or not. We salute those ancient farmers and great parents, great ancient grandparents to come. Even after World War II, newly implemented technology, including pesticide and fertilizers, as well as new breeds of high-yielded crops, greatly increased global production. World War I, World War II, right? So that time, this agriculture. Now we are here, 21st century. All your hands. I am looking your hands, not somebody hands. All young girls and boys looking at me, participating. We need each of our hands with the help of your university, help of your professors who is teaching you all. You need to unite. Whatever technology may be available to you, or nearby to you, or nearby country, or nearby continent, with interactions with global partners. We all need to, in a global, this is a global. Whatever you need, whatever you could do, without joining hands. Last year 2020, they declared as plant health, International Year of Plant Health. All big noble guys, WHO guys, FHO guys, big guys said, oh yeah, plant health and year of 2020, celebrate. They can give us slogans. The plant said, they said, the source of the air to we breathe. Plant health is increasingly under threat, means abiotic factors. The United States Assembly, ENO guys, they give slogan. ENO, General Assembly. Sometimes we all believe in my current President of the United States, of Mr. Trump. Who cares about ENO? Who cares about WHO? I don't want to give money to them. It's all, what do you call, in a church, a pastoral dream and give some kind of stuff. I'm not, please don't take that into your mind. Everybody has access to private statements. I do believe in WHO, ENO, people and intellectual guys too. When they declare something, obviously they may be very important for the world to take. Among those declarations, biodiversity is a key for more variety. Biodiversity is a love. Biodiversity is for life. Just like boy and girl love affair. So we need to love with the biodiversity. Boy and girls, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband and wife, stuff. Same thing. Biodiversity, bias, life, diversity, various. We need to love. We need to love with them. If we believe in them, biodiversity, please, it doesn't matter crops or aqua or animals and the animal husbandry. We need to be. Then the another one, soil, World Soil Day, big hangama, World Soil Day. What does it mean? Caring for the plant to start from the ground, right? That's what we believe in. Soil. Soil is nothing but a mother. All our mothers. We came from our mother womb. Soil is nothing but a mother. You all know how much love your mothers. So you all believe in soil is a mother. How we came from our mother wombs, all the agriculture production, everything, including us. God-given creation. I believe in the soil is the mother, mother nature, mother God, God dynasty, destiny. What we eat today, whether you eat soup, lentil soup, some other kind of soup, all beans, whatever, all the you see in this picture came from mother. That's why I say healthy soil for a healthy life. If my mother is healthy, that's why I born as a healthy kid. My mother was not healthy. I would not be what I am today. Same. I urge you all, whether boy or girl, look back. Your mom's health. How much? 9 months, 8 months, 8.5, 9.5. You're all in our mother's womb. It is a God creation. I just had a grandbaby, 4 days old right now, my fourth grandbaby, baby boy. 3 days ago, I don't know how he was in our mother's womb. Today, 4 days now, the guy is opening eyes and limbing, shaking his hands and limb, crying for help, crying for milk. He's hungry. So we are. Believe it or not, my friends, young students, we are participating today. I believe in this is the mother womb. Healthy soils for healthy food. I'll come back. It is a complicated thing. With that, there's a buzzword called sustainable development. We as a people, we as a planet, and the future prosperity, partnership, and peace for the world, we all need to be involved in for sustainable development or maybe an agriculture in a compare environment, social, equitable, economic, viable, and bearable. If you produce something, somebody has to appreciate it, somebody has to buy it. So, as I mentioned earlier, plant health or international 2020, what will be 2021? What would be 2050? I believe in 2020, 2030, 2040, every year, if you think, if you conserve the water, save the water, if you preserve the soil, if you protect the biodiversity, If you stop crop losses, the 2050, we unlock the secrets of in the soil, means we know about our mother's secrets. You know, when she got married, when she found a husband, what did they in their life, how we got become a baby in their mother's womb. You know, secrets, you know, mother and father and your mom and dad's secret life. If we don't want to know what their secret love affair, love life partnership, however, we got from them. We be an electrical bulb. If you think, if you know now as a young and an adult and educated microbiologist, plant pathologist, crop scientist, breeder, microbiologist, whatever, GMO, whatever, if you know how to feed this growing 10 billion growing population 2050, if you are ecologically responsible, if you are fair and accessible, and if you are local and grow local food, if you're not wasting the food on a daily basis, if you're a healthy conscious, and your food is sustainable for the growing population, my friends. Just come back, I'll give you a free scenarios. Subhash, you tell me the time limit, he said 1 hour 30 minutes or so. Please remind me, Dr. Subhash, the time limit I have. Just come back to the how to grow a plant. Parent rock, weather parent material, subsoil, topsoil. We're looking at topsoil to grow the healthy crop. Even though we know below the healthy soil, we're looking for the healthy plant. You want to throw as much as a natural organic, cow manure, macro nutrients. You know, you all know the micro, macro nutrient, major nutrient, minor nutrient, micronutrients to the growing plant. We have to be very careful. People around us, around the globe, I mentioned, poverty is rapidly urbanizing. I'm from a village, a small village. Now people moving from village, small town, big town, city, urbanized, a big one. For example, Kuala Lumpur. A lot of people moving. But means poverty is also rapidly urbanizing, right? From a small village going to all of a sudden Kuala Lumpur, you to $1, nothing you could do in Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur food is expensive than your own village. So the poverty is rapidly urbanizing. Poverty is growing up in a village, in cities. Man, if you think the global, believe it or not, 815 million people, more than 1 in 10 of the world population do not get enough to eat today. What a pathetic. You or I don't know, but you or I do see people around the globe on the Google, on the internet, Facebook, the so-called gossip media. Oh, guys, borrowing food, is begging, is cheating, he is doing this, and he is doing that. Why? They don't have money to buy. Sometimes the government make them to beg, make them to rob, make them to cheat because of politically corrupted government bureaucrats around the globe. Malnutrition. Today my grandbaby is enough, is rich enough, he can have as much as he could do. My grandbaby. 50 years ago, I do not have enough nutrition. My mom and father illiterates. Those are farmers. They cannot read and write. I born to them. Luckily enough, hard work, their hard work, God-given help, God-given blessings, I am here what I am. I can feed, at least few villages if I want to. Adapt enough. I have been doing it, adopted several villages, adopted several temples in my own village, not entire world, educated several poor students across the world, paid their scholarship, got them into admissions in several various universities, made them got them employments and sponsors them to get green cards and citizenship. Believe it or not, I'm a small guy from a village, from uneducated parents. Because of their dedication, their honesty, their help, when I was a kid, today I could do. God help, God blessings. I could do whatever I want to do today. I have that capacity. That means what I said, my grandkid just born is healthy enough, has no malnutrition. What I'm saying, if we all together unite to be aware of it, this international community, we can feed the next 10 billion population by green technology, I call from now on green technology. I think time is running out. So I mentioned farming, types of agriculture, intensive farming. Intensive farming means use a lot of chemicals, a lot of pesticide, a lot of fungicide, a lot of herbicide, a lot of insecticide to make the atmosphere, the environment not sustainable, not socially acceptable. So few or 4 or 5, my fundamental approaches I'll bring back. You all know, I don't know how much you know of IPM, Integrated Pest Management. I'm a pathologist. I'm a microbiologist. I'm a bacteriologist. I'm a virologist. Now I call a green technologist today. At least I learned some over the years because I taught. So with that, and a lot of students worked with me, a lot of PhD students worked with me, a lot of postdocs worked with me, a lot of international students, international scientists collaborated with me. Today, I became at least some knowledge I do have, not everything. So I know of IPM. I use it all in my life. Integrated pest management means it has to be socially acceptable, environmentally viable or friendly, consumer acceptable, and safety. COVID-20, everybody says health and COVID safety, everybody buzzword all around the globe. So much on the Google, so much on Facebook, so much on WhatsApp, all kind of stuff. With that, my first approach I have been using for the last 40 plus years in my life, in my research life, in my educational life, and my students' educated life, and helping nature life around the globe. I've been using plant growth promoting rhizobacteria. I am specialized. I graduated from this topic, my PhD in this topic, my postdoctoral in this topic. For the last 30 plus years ago, all my research around on this topic for sustainable green technology. Just for you to introduce, this PGPR, nothing but there's minute micro beneficial organisms. They do direct or indirectly to enhance the plant growth by producing several of these compounds, several of mode of actions, directly or indirectly. It takes a long time to explain, but you all know, at least you know. Go back home, you have this presentation or YouTube recording, whatever. So time is a constraint. I believe in this PGPR, minute beneficial microbes in a green technology could enhance the needed food for the developing, for the growing population in the world in the years to come. And moreover, when you introduce this PGPR, I said beneficial minute microbes. You can put them on the seed, throw them in the soil, and spray them on a plant, on the leaf. Obviously, these microbes, they can fix a nitrogen, phosphorus, solubilization, siderophore production, and metabolize biosynthesis and gene transcription. So on a primary root, secondary root, or root hair, all kind of the root root rhizosphere, microbial root rhizosphere in this, below the soil and above the soil. Oh, look, on the root, iron, IAA, ACC, ethylene production, root exudates. In the root ecosystem, siderophores, ACC, deaminase, bacterial nitrogen source. So much going on. Friends and students and the folks who joined me today, my life was dedicated for the last 40 plus years in this root soil microbial complex. Just showing even though I call PGPR plant growth promoting rhizobacteria, those also classified where they are located, where they are resided, endophytic, rhizospheric bacteria. If these, wherever they are isolated, wherever they resided, what they can do internally, externally, superficially, with the help of bioorganic manure, I call bacterial fertilizer in plant growth promotion. By doing to earlier bacteria through the root hair and how they penetrate with the root and ultimately producing phytohormones, ammonia, phosphate solubilization, nitrogen fixation, siderophore production, hydrogen cyanide production. All these, look, the dramatical, thanks for the Google search and my students, postdocs, dramatically drawn these diagrams. I have not drawn anything of this. I cannot do it. You guys know how to do it. You all young, energetic graduates. But my groups and Google help and fellow international collaborators, I borrowed this side. I salute them. But I do believe in my 350 publications over the years in a sophisticated, highly regarded publication, journals, textbooks, medias. I put a simple beneficial microbes on a seed. It will colonize as much as it could and do whatever it could by phosphate solubilization, fixing a nitrogen, whatever the plant needed. So I believe in these PGPRs, but PGPR alone cannot do all those miracles. Now the buzzword plant microbiome, new buzzword. A bacteria around the seed microbiome. A bacteria beneficial PGPR around the shoot microbiome, around the root microbiome, around the leaf microbiome, around the flower flower microbiome. All biomes, microbiomes help the immunity of the growing plant. It may be any crop plant, a veggie or cereal crop, row crop, all any crop or any plant per se. They involve in a stress to biotic, abiotic stresses, defensing from various external signals. And not only those beneficial microbes, PGPR, maybe endorhizosphere, ectorhizosphere, whatever they may be called, wherever they are. I'm introducing another term, nanoparticles, nanoscience, tiny stuff, tiny particles, tiny, the billions times smaller than normal. Those nanotechnology particles with the PGPR related microbes can combine, can cooperate, can integrate. Nanoemulsion, nanocapsule, metal nanoparticles in a polymer formulation, like this kind of shapes. You look, nanoparticle, you all know what it means. I don't want to go detail. You can introduce on a seed, in a root, on a leaf, in an integrated pest management way to control delivery, to control bioprotection, cost effects, whatever the way we deliver for whatever the purpose. The nanoparticles in collaboration with agriculture can do miracles to produce stimulate plant growth and improve the quality of the soil, increase the productivity of agriculture production when there is a smart monitoring. I'll come back, smart monitoring, the digital technology. As mentioned, I've been talking thousands and thousands of years ago, conventional agriculture, now bursting organic agriculture, bulk of fertilizer mediated agriculture, I just mentioned nanotechnology mediated agriculture with the beneficial PGPRs. At least dramatically, I have published the growing crop root system and shoot system seems to be influenced by nano fertilizer microbial mediated growth enhancement. So for example, one example, all these things, urea, nano urea. If you put on a plant this nano urea, look, compared to conventional, compared to non-nano, look, the healthy and healthy. If that come into reality, thus nano-based microbial fertilizer in food, this crop, so healthy and hopefully giving enormous amount of yield. And another, another approach with the PGPR technology, I introduced nanoparticles with them. Now I'm going to introduce another technological approach, regenerative agriculture. Regenerative agriculture. Nothing but partner with the nature. We need to collaborate. We need to be friendly with the nature. And we need to protect the soil and soil biodiversity. I mentioned holistic approach, not a single, not a small thing. Holistic, I mentioned cooperative efforts, mutualistic efforts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500,000 millions and billions. Mutualistic, holistic, because we're talking about the globe. Neither Malaysia nor United States nor India. nor Vietnam, nor Indonesia. We're talking about global. This regenerative is nothing but putting a lot of carbon in the soil root ecosystem. Don't disturb the tills. Don't clean the soil after you harvest. Dump the stubbles back into the soil. So to enhance the carbon. If you enhance the carbon, carbon is rich. Carbon is the food for the seed to germinate, seed to grow. Look, if the carbon through the regenerative agriculture, carbon forming health, not only climate, improving soil health. Look, if we can do this below the ground for the roots, any crop, in the stubbles I mentioned, this is soybean. Soybean planted already, no-till crops, because already previously there are stubbles, a lot of carbon there. The healthy soybean growing happily, healthy way. So this my fellow farmer. I was a farmer. My parents were farmers. Born raised as farmer kid. I know the bulls. I live with them. I slept with them. I smelled them. I also clean them. I use their cow manures, buffalo manures, sheep manures with my own hands in my agricultural farms. Likely I was a healthy farmer in my village those days by blessings of my parents. I know that. So with the regenerative organic agriculture is the one of the regenerating soil to grow healthy crops in the future. Let's bring back, I learned some, I listened to them. I also followed some of the few intellectuals I'm going to introduce. This is an Indian born guy, very famous scientist, Dr. Lal. He's a distinguished professor here in the United States, retired, he's an emeritus professor. He the man created. Soil's resources must be protected. Soil resources must be protected, preserved, restored, and enhanced. That is where the future of humanity lies. I salute this man. I do know him. I follow his guidelines, but I never met him personally. Again, you all know, Simon N. Groot of Netherlands, we have received 2019 year ago World Food Prize for his contribution for vegetable production for hundreds of millions of consumers for nutritious healthy diets. He said, share your knowledge if you want to make the world better. Friends, whoever listening to me, graduates, undergraduates, intellectuals, you share with a neighbor, you share with your friend. Don't be, selfish. Your professor sharing his knowledge to you all, unless you as a student, if you don't share your fellow classmates, nothing will prosper, nothing will communicate. So share, whatever you may be. But also share means when you're sharing, you also borrow his knowledge, her knowledge, his knowledge to you. That's why these intellectual people, the famous, that's why they got Nobel food prizes or Nobel laureates. Neither, I'm not a Nobel laureate yet. I don't think so I ever become, but I'm a small, minute creature, small, minute microbe. But I think I may be a healthy microbe, hopefully. Another Norman Borlaug, one of my famous philosopher, follower, but I never met him. But I believe in a lot of his theories. He is the man who received Peace Prize for his lifetime work. That's why all kind of agricultural research, viable technologies laid out by him are there today. Thus we're following. We salute by his contribution to our great science and great agriculture. Again, same thing, soil biodiversity beneath the root, beneath the soil, I mean under the soil, around the soil root ecosystem. If the soils are healthy, any crop can go. For example, pulses through symbiosis, legumes. The soil is the factory of life. I mentioned soil is nothing but a mother womb. Mother's womb is sacred of place for us. Mother's womb is a heaven, goddess. So I believe in the soil is the factory of life for biodiversity to grow any crop. Now just slowly genetically engineered crops. I mentioned genome, DNA technology, DNA splicing, DNA transferring. You all know very well that genomics. GMO is a buzzword these days. Whether I like it or not, I'm not going to comment because many companies, many people may not like what I comment today, but I'm positive. Also, I have some my own comments. Not 100% GMOs. Implement, I'll come back. Implement in a sustainable way. Implement your GMOs in a sustainable way, in a continuous crop improvement, in a new technology for sustainability of the world. But we need to be very careful on a diversity of, there are threats. I mentioned climate change, degradation, pollution, invasive species, overexploitation. 10 people living one apartment, overexploitation, right? If 10 millions of people in a small town is overexploitation. So we need to be very careful. How many plants you can put in 1 acre? Overexploit. If you put 1 billion plants in 1 acre, it is overexploitation. And other potential threats, government, bureaucrats, politics, no ethics, no honesty, corruption, all kind of stuff. So we need to be very careful linking that biodiversity into soil root ecosystem. We're not looking anything else. We're talking about the agriculture, soil, plant, soil, seed, and surrounding. That's all we're talking about today. And I also soil health, nutrients, climate, nature, ecological vulnerability, soil conservation, soil biodiversity. I mentioned plant pathogens. If we all think about it, you and I together, not today, at least tomorrow, in the days ahead, we can come back to omics revolution, omics, genomic revolution, by omic technologies to stop soil erosion, to diversify crops, to enhance the legume symbiosis, to make the mother nature soil more healthier than what it is today, was yesterday. Make that soil the richer with the microbes, abundant of beneficial microbes, with all these technologies and recarbonization. I just mentioned carbon in the soil root ecosystem, with productive farmers, policy makers, scientists like you and me, civil society, and other people If we stop erosion, save our future, I think we could avoid or find out abiotic stresses and biotic stresses, stress on a plant. You see how a lot of things, snow, cold, severe hot, rain, dust and pollution. You see a plant, you may look awkward, right? Every day, if you close observe where you live, backyard, front yard, neighbor plant, this plant, that plant, when you're driving, you see, man, if you a lot of gas coming on it, where no gas, man, you see all those kind of symptoms. They may be abiotically, biotically stressed. And the simplistic way physiologists say the stomatal opening and closing, transpiration and photosynthesis, and leaves coloration because of biotic, abiotic stresses. So the plant may not be healthy, the yield may not be good enough. So we need to careful in terms of anatomical, physiological, environmentally, or with the help of the breeders. Adjustment, biotic, abiotic. Now you young guys are genomic guys. You are all genomic era. You living in genomic era. But I wasn't until a few years ago. I'm slowly stepping into genomic area. I never learned while I was a kid. Slowly, my knowledge did evolve to learn genomics. Physiology, everybody knows plant physiology, animal physiology, you know, any physiology. Breeding, conventional, normal breeding, sophisticated breeding, genomic breeding, marker breeding. We need to consider all this to select traits for to enhance the agriculture productivity. Simply, I said, as a PhD guy, is a doctorate, plant doctor, animal doctor, this doctor, that doctor, and a family physician, family doctor, gynecologist, heart doctor. But our God doctors, we all believe in agriculture, we call crop doctors. That particular doctor at least knows about diagnosis, remedies, or advice. So we need to seek help of a crop doctor, professionally well-trained crop doctors. Nowadays, every government in the whole world and a professional degrees giving them, because that is basically an extension specialist. So he will seek his help. Neither me nor you nor other people don't know much like this crop doctor, because we're not each day going looking plant and helping the grower and what to treat, what not to treat. We only sometimes only research. We don't know nothing but go and hey, spray this. We can't do that. But this man so professionally trained and experienced, so we can seek his help. For example, in a growing, this is a rice from small to big. During the growth stage of 3 months, 4 months, hybrid varieties, maybe maximum 5 months, maybe maximum extended rice growing 6 months. With that doctor and with the help of so many sophisticated export systems available in a given place, given country, given county, rather, we need those kind of people's help. And not you and me, not the doctor, not a crop doctor. We need a society help. We need agronomists. We need a scientist. We need a breeders. We need all kind of guys go and visit a particular growing system, crop ecosystem, find and talk and discuss with the help of the crop doctor and with the crop of sophisticated available methodology. So then you can see beautiful, why this farmer growing this beautiful veggie compared to this guy, compared to that guy, compared to this, what they're doing. Why people are harvesting happy and happy because and then giving the market to consume the various fruits, maybe vegetables or kind of stuff. What I mentioned just now, people around the world, we need to know each other. Then only we can help. Right now, currently, 1 in 9 in the globe don't have enough food to eat. 1 in 9, 1 in 9. Believe it or not, my friends, 1 in 9. You all may be okay. I'm okay. But if you see global population, 8 or 9 billions today, 8 millions today, and next 10 billions 20, 30 years from now. So because, another thing is all is village population moving to urban cities and towns and major, 90% going through that day. So new urban residents will be in Asia, particularly in Asian countries and in Africa, I don't know, that are home to some of the poorest countries in the world. I don't know, somehow they're migrating. I have sympathy with them. If you say same born, raised in a small village, no electricity, no water, what can he do? I want to go somewhere else. That's what they're moving. Poverty is increasing. Unemployment is increasing. Young village guy, I want more education. I want to find a good girlfriend. The girls think I want to find a good boyfriend. And, stuff like that. Everybody has those traits and stuff like that. Cannot blame them. Want to now the DNA technology. I just mentioned Mendel's, Darwin's theories, and all kind of stuff. You guys are the pioneers in this combined metagenomics, metabolomics, synthesized microbiome research. I need your help. Take into this. From infected to healthy to the metabolites to all kind of stuff. From in vitro to the in vivo testing and producing transgenic plants by sequencing, slicing, mutating, inserting, whatever you could do with these all kind of sophisticated. Nobody knows unless you know to get into it through computer era, sequencing, and ultimately producing a transgenic plant with the desirable traits in it. Then only can help this global population to supply and produce enough food by natural resources, social resources, human resources, physical resources, financial resources. Ultimately, if you don't have money, right? If you don't have a pocket in your money, some money in your pocket, you cannot even offer a coffee to your girlfriend. Girl cannot offer a biscuit, cake to a boyfriend. Same thing. We don't have enough money in our scientific research. Nothing we can do. I have a dream. Someday I want to become a president of Malaysia, prime minister of Malaysia, dean of the university, or professor like Dr. Subhash. Hey, you guys have to have enough resources, knowledge, and training, and all kind of stuff. Same here. Same here. Seed need to have some kind of resources. Then only feed the global, wherever you live in Malaysia, I live in the United States. People live in Australia, Canada, or Africa, South America, India, China. I have fellows and friends. I have traveled entire globe so far. Entire globe so far, except Africa. Except Africa. Through my organization founded by myself, which is a non-profit organization called Asian PGPR Society for Sustainable Agriculture, giving lectures, organizing conferences, organizing workshops, international conferences. I am not showing big all those slides here, but I'm telling right now, I'm coming back this year with this notion. Hopefully, everything perfect, traveling permitted, no COVID symptoms with me or my fellow partner, fellow travel guys. I will come back to what is that? Indonesia, Bali. Then next year, God permitly, your blessings might be in your country, particularly in Kuala Lumpur, University of Putra, Malaysia, UPM, famous university, best university there. I would like to come, share, meet, have some coffee or tea, if I could. With that, the talking with the trends I mentioned, I think time is taking too long. So with the quick rise in population, I mentioned greater need for production, increase in urbanism, I said of people moving, and widespread ecological impacts, abiotic, bureaucratic, politics, communal, regional, caste, all kind of caste in the sense, other countries. May not be, maybe, I don't know, in Malaysia. We all to work to shape security issues in our food production and to make it double to feed the growing population of 10 billions 30 years from now. Unless we all unite. Very careful for global food security, as I mentioned, in urbanizing world. Everybody want to stay in a high-rise apartment with a sophisticated TV, Google, Android, or Apple, iPhone, and talk unlimited to anywhere, right? So that's why you are all going urbanize. So to keep in that mind, we need to produce the double food. So to ensure sustainable, healthy food, to increasing demand by this urbanization, we need smart technology. Smart. You all guys are very smart. Ranjit, Kwan, and all your people, what I said, Loshmi, you all students are very, very intelligent, highly genius. You all know smart cell phone, Android, whatever, you know how to use them better than me. Thus, the smart technology is nothing but you go a given crop and you follow a sophisticated software technology and a given cell phone. You set up it there. You feed it. Hey, this is this much. I planted this. I did this. Seed of sowing. This smart guy will calculate relative humidity, temperature, light, biotic, abiotic, and all kind of stuff. Tell you, send you a text message. Hey, go and visit and spray this. Use it. Man, that is coming. Syngenta, I just posted my video. Not my video, Syngenta video in our Telegram, WhatsApp. I sent you a big memo in your chatting, I think, chat messages. Ours is a non-profit organization. We have a Telegram app to share and share knowledge, learn from each other. From 1,500 plus, right now we're acting almost 800, 900 members. I sent you this link. You guys be interested, please join our Telegram app under Asian PG Pair Society. Follow my link. First join in a Telegram app, then you click my link, you automatically get into our Asian PG Pair app. So once in a while, not only me, all our members keep posting all the info about sustainable agriculture. Only. Nothing, no communication between boy and girl, nothing that kind of nature. We would not allow those. Just agriculture, education, looking some help for education, whatever you need, please post. That's why I given my personal info, email, WhatsApp, all kind of my stuff. Anybody can reach me if you have any problem in joining it, or for your future education, recommendation, placement, kind of stuff. I'm happy to do that. I've done for so many thousands in my life around the globe. I'm open, finding a placement, giving a recommendation, but no guarantees though. If they're good, then I can write a recommendation letter, provided what I know about you. But that's my nature. Help a fellow human is human service. I believe in human service is a God service. I have in it, I follow it until I die, until I live in this world. Again, I bring back, I believe in my specialty, PGPR, plant growth technologies, to help biotic, abiotic factors to enhance the overall growth of the plant and reduce or control the plant diseases by direct, indirect mode of actions. With that, I believe in the market is skyrocketing. These biological inputs, they may be biopesticide, bioinsecticide, bionematicides, whatever. Now it's totally biological markets by these microbial inoculants. Billions and billions of dollars out there, my friends. They're good enough. If risk is good enough, there are a lot of companies looking for your technologies, If you have a technology, I may come, buy it. I may recommend some another company. You make money. $1 makes $1 billion, maybe multi-billion dollars. That's why this Syngenta, this Bayer, this guy knows all these biological companies, they are like us long time ago. Somehow they got into it. They're billionaires. Their employers are billionaires. They're looking help from us. See, look, this one particular market is 30 billions almost in few years from now. Biopesticide, biostimulant, biofertilizers. I am in it. This is my specialization. I have some say in this technology around the globe, believe it or not. I'm a stakeholder. Anybody can challenge me. I'll double challenge them to know about this technology, believe it or not. So I believe in it. I recommend biostimulants, the microbial technology to grow whatever needed in the days ahead for the growing 10 billion population. But neither me nor you alone, nor your university, we all of us to be united to help the fellow people needed the healthy and safe food by integrated farming. right? One person cannot do it. With all these guys, organization, planning, human, social capital, we need money, energy efficiency, water use, protection, soil management, crop nutrition, crop health means a crop doctor, animal husbandry, landscape, nature conservation, waste management, pollution control, climate change, air quality, and iSmart, Apple guy, Android guy, or Samsung guy with their help, the Microsoft or something, Apple technology, integrate all together unitedly. One person cannot do one. 2, 3, 4, 5 more, the better. Mutualistic, symbiotically. With that technology I mentioned over, just fun for fun, this is my backyard where I live in the United States, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama, south of Atlanta, southern climate, beautiful climate, no snow, not much, just like Bangalore, Hyderabad, atmosphere like India, Kuala Lumpur atmosphere, or Indonesia, Bali kind of tropical weather atmosphere in my place. As a scientist, as a professor, whatever. I'm a dirty farmer. I'm born and raised in a village. I have used my technologies to put in my backyard to grow my own healthy veggies for my own family consumption, my friends' families' consumption in my town where I live. Beautiful tomatoes, beans, the Chinese, whatever that, Chinese, what do you call some kind, we call in my language. And I have beautiful orchards and beautiful flowers and everything. I do produce organically, systematically, no GMOs, no fertilizer, no insecticides, no herbicides, all kind of nasty, toxic stuff. My own hands, I mentioned, just like my mother nature, my mother, I believe I told you earlier, um, mother is mother. Mother is a sacred. I believe in that. I touch my soil as my mother. With that blessings, I grow whatever I needed for my family, for myself, fellow friends, surrounding my community. I give them free. Everybody comes to my backyard, pick them up, take them up, whatever they needed. I don't need their money, right? So with that, produce for people. Produce for people. You go and cook at your home. It has to be healthy, tasty, right? I believe in it. So with that, so safe food for safe people means from farm, from field to plate via supermarket. Be careful what to buy, where to buy, how to bring it, whether you wash it, how do you cook, how much oil you put in, how much carbohydrate in it, how much fat in it. Please. So, the last but not least, I would love to see from you, not from me, with under Subhash training and your university people's training, all you graduates from your Malaysia, hey, you guys need to become sophisticated sophisticated grower to produce this beautiful, one of the best, ecological rich environmental friendly, sustainable agriculture farm to feed the 2050 10 billion people by enhancing the double the amount of agriculture production. For example, one cereal crop today 1.9 billion tons in 2050 need to become double. That means every food production today is to be double to feed the growing 10 billion people population in 2050. My friends, young friends, whoever watching me, listening me, how do we do that? I mentioned not just by you, right? One person cannot do it. Cooperate, collaborate, mutually, beneficially, exchange, borrow, share knowledge. Just my own example, I mentioned earlier, I travel entire world except African continent. See, just me everywhere, all is my pictures. In every country, I have a mutual understanding from several universities around the globe, several farmers, aggressive, progressive farmers around the globe, including in Malaysia. I met so many farmers organization. They have Indian Chamber of Commerce in Kuala Lumpur. You know, I actually fascinated to meet the Indian Chamber of Commerce in Malaysia. Big organization. Either maybe Tamil Nadu, maybe Andhra Pradesh or something. I've met other organizations. So every country, Taiwan, been to Asia, Indonesia, sorry, this is Saudi Arabia Kingdom. The Saudi people, I salute them. I tasted their dates and salute. Those guys gave me one of the best, their country award to me to help the desert of Saudi Arabia to produce vertical and hydroponic agriculture in a covered greenhouses, because you know the Saudi Arabia is rich in oil producing country. In few years from now, the oil is baby going away. They cannot grow any crops, all sand, very hot. I've been several times the Saudi Kingdom. I met several people from Pakistan, Kazakhstan, China, Taiwan, Europe, India. Majority I go twice a year to my own country, India, my own people to meet them, and taking my own group from the United States, the deans and all kind of intellectual guys. I love it. I enjoy it. Meet people, share, but you need to meet also industries. I have several collaborations with industries, universities, research institutes, skill development organization, of course, the funding people, right? As a professor, how can I do my research? I cannot pay for my own pocket. I need to write a grant. I need to get some funding, millions and millions of dollars. I have got it because of all this kind of international. And with the help of my family, my wife travels with me wherever I go, all these countries. We enjoy traveling together as a boyfriend and girlfriend and a companion. Of course, I need help and I need a friendship time. And I put this Andhra Thali. I'm from Andhra Pradesh, Telugu speaking guy from South India. I'm from Andhra Pradesh, my state, where I born and raised. My mother tongue is Telugu. I think I saw in Kuala Lumpur, thali. Thali is nothing but a combined of a plate with a full of meal. I love that Andhra thali, just like a Kuala. I ate in Kuala Lumpur. Same thali, the guys in the India Bazaar, they gave me that. With that, I conclude My today's presentation for you all, with the congratulatory remarks to all the students who participated for hour-long, whatever time it took. The student organizers, Miss Kwan and Mr. Ranjit, and Dr. Subhash, and other deans and other the whatever your body and your university. Thank you very much. I salute you all. I say goodbye from Auburn University, Auburn, Alabama, United States. The time is 10:18 p.m. of my time, but I still have enough time, enough energy. If you have any questions, whatever it may be, you want to get me a student assistantship, recommendation letter, fellowship, I'll try my best, whatever I could do. You have my personal email, personal WhatsApp number. I made you my Telegram app available. Believe it or not, not many people do that. God has given enough health. I have a big company. I forgot, Auburn Ventures is my startup company here in the United States. It's a non-scientific company, Auburn Ventures. You see on the first slide, on the Auburn Ventures, nothing but is a big company, 150 plus employees, all Americans. Is a multi-million invested company. Is all non-scientific, real estate, we own apartment complexes, shopping centers, gas stations, liquor, wine, beer stores, restaurants, whatever it may be. It's a fashion. It is a hobby for me as a professor. But my wife, my attorney, my son is an attorney, his wife is an attorney, my daughter is a physician, his wife, her husband is a physician. I have 4 grandkids. My wife controls my financials. Since my son is an attorney, he takes care of me legally, worldwide. Fortunate. So I'm not rather a student. I'm a big investor, entrepreneur, that's why I said. And I do consult WHO, FAO, Asian Bank. Believe it or not, people knock my door day in, day out. That's why Dr. Subhas knocked me 3 weeks. Keep on continuously after me, sir, give me this, give me that. I told him, yes, I cannot do it. Finally said, please, for my sake, as a fellow Indian, I salute Subhash for his services to your university. I wish him all the best. That's why the Malaysia also, with the help of the fellow intellectual Indians, doing very well. And intellectual Indian-born kids and raised families in India, among other other religious population within in Malaysia. Salam alaikum. I wish you all the best. God bless you all. If you all know Tamil, Telugu, happy Makara Sankranti. On behalf of this, God bless your university. God bless Asian PGPR Society. God bless Auburn University. God bless Malaysia. God bless the United States. Thank you. I'll take a few questions or any questions you want to ask me. Thank you. Subhash, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. You can close the slide presentation.
Yeah.
Moderator will handle, Prof.
Let me see where I am. How do I close?
Just stop share, Prof.
Red square.
Huh?
Stop share at the bottom. You can see stop share. So
it is not coming.
I see.
Small red square on the top.
Hang on one sec.
Maybe once you press escape, you will see the button in case if it's hidden.
Let me take my. I stopped my presentation. Where is the red square?
Screen share, I think you have to stop from screen share.
I'm looking.
Okay, Ranjit, go ahead.
Hey, where is the screen share, man?
We can see picture, Prof, on the screen.
Dr. Subhash, you
But
can
I
share.
don't see you guys. I only see a small people. Huh?
Dr. Subhash can share the poster, or somebody can share the poster. This will go out.
Yes. Ask them to share it.
It's okay, sir. I don't need to do anything.
Okay, Prof, it's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Can you guys see me?
It's okay, Prof.
Yeah, we can see you.
No. But I want to see who is asking me.
It's okay, Prof.
Okay, go ahead.
So, thank you, Professor Dr. Reddy, for the wonderful talk. Now we will have the Q&A session to answer the participants' questions. I would like to invite the audience to ask the question to clear your doubts. Questions can be asked either by submitting it to the Zoom chat box or by unmuting yourself. In between Prof. Reddy, there is some appreciation notes from Dr. Nagaraja. Professor Reddy, sir, thank you for your stimulating speech for the young researchers. Your comments were especially helpful to those doing research in the agriculture and the plant biotechnology. Plant biotechnology. Many members were at a standstill in their progress, and your talk is seen to provide much needed help. Thanks again for a truly memorable talk. And another appreciation note from Ariana Phil from the Srivijaya University. Professor Reddy, how amazing your lecture is. I'm so impressed and get inspired. And he also asked a question. As a result of the economy reforms in many countries, especially in Indonesia, new structural changes and problems in agriculture are also arising, together with the difficulties in the financing agricultural activities. Many banks still consider and look at the agricultural sectors as a risky activities and disable low-income farmers to apply new agricultural technologies. How can you respond to this, and should the government intervene in the agricultural credit market? Professor Reddy.
But I did not understand your question.
There's a question from
Huh?
There's a question from Erina Phil from the Srivijaya University.
So the problem, I cannot see your screens. That's why I have a problem.
Prof, you are sharing the screen?
Yeah.
I'm not sharing anything. Because I only see a small Lilyfoot. I have to go back.
Ranjit, go ahead. Prof, we have closing. Just hold on a few minutes. Ranjit, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll come back. I'm exiting. I'll come back.
Prof, we have closing. Just hold on a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Ranjit, go ahead.
So Prof. Reddy, can I continue with the questions?
Yeah, it was a nice presentation, Prof. Reddy. It is very nice to see, and Bagunara, and it's nice to, I think though it is very late time, I saw your very enthusiastic lecture, very long, and I would like to thank you for your valuable time and sharing your knowledge to our students. At this outset, I would like to thank Dr. Subhash and all the biotech students who successfully organized this seminar consecutively for several times. And thank you very much for your sharing, Prof. Reddy, all the way from Urban University. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Eunice.
Thank you, Dr. Ravichandran. It's nice to see you, sir, on the screen today.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead.
Ranjit, go ahead, please.
Professor Reddy. Prof,
Thank you,
there's a
and
question.
Ravichandran, for inspiring opening remarks. So,
Okay.
Mr. Ranjit, please.
Professor Mr. Reddy, there is a question. So, will you willing to answer the question? As a
Question
result
what?
of this, it's a long question. As a result of economic reforms in many countries, especially in Indonesia, new structural changes and problems in agriculture are also arising, together with difficulties in financing agricultural activities. Many banks still consider and look at agricultural sectors as the risky activities and disable low-income farmers to apply new agricultural technologies. How can you respond this, and should the government intervene in the agricultural credit markets?
First of all, you need to ask your administrators of your government to stop their bureaucratic, unethical, fundamental financial fraudulence. First of all, why are you asking question? Ask the bank. Why are you going to a bank? As a researcher, why are you going to a bank to ask money? You ask the educational funded sponsoring agencies within your country or international. You write a research good project, compete with the fellow competitors to attract funding for your research. I don't understand a question. Banks for what? For your to purchase a car, to purchase a house, or a motorcycle, or a house furniture. Why are you asking a bank to give you money for your research? Why should they give you? Ask your prime minister, particularly. I don't want to name in Malaysia, a lot of turmoil, a lot of unethical, stuff going on in your own country. You as citizens have votes. Demand local politicians, hey, give us money to the university through this grant, that grant, this and that. That's all I can say. Here in the United States, we do not have that kind of stuff. It's openly submitted grant proposals to many scientific organizations. If my proposal is competent enough, if industry want my technology, they invite me to their doors. I'll give $1 million, do some research for us and give your technology. Vice versa. We don't go to any banks, neither government directly. It's all agency, funding agencies. WHO, WHO, Asian Bank, or national this and that kind of industry. I'm sorry, I don't know. I messed up your question, whether I answered it properly or the question seems to be a bureaucratic question. So I replied ultimate, sophisticated, bureaucratic way. Sorry to say that. Go ahead.
Thank you, Professor Reddy. So there's another question from Guruvinder Singh. Professor Reddy, how do you foresee the 10B population in 2050 with the current COVID pandemic, which is taking lives of thousands, if not millions of people, and with current ideology of the younger generation for family planning? Thank you.
Good question. I don't know. You don't know. Your prime minister don't know. My president don't know. Man, if you don't wear your mask, if you don't dissociate your fellow friends, your colleagues, if you contaminate a fellow human being around you, if you're not, be careful. The other guy, if you want to make other guy to die because of your COVID, who can help? Can your mother nature can help? Mother soil could help? No, my friends, you and I and fellow to be so conscious to make COVID rescue-free masks. Hopefully, in near future, the COVID vaccine may come in to your body. Hopefully, I think we'll be okay. My projection, at least my gut feeling, in the middle of this year, whoever got the COVID, they have antibodies. They don't need a vaccines. The rest of us, like me or many of you who don't have COVID so far, don't have antibodies. Whether hook or cook, we may have a vaccine. So far, I'm waiting as a faculty. I'm also eligible on a priority basis. But my country in the United States, in the Army and Air Force and those guys, then the doctors and the nurses, now the community who works in the grocery store, they are first priority. Then senior citizens and those and young, I mean, I'm not a young, I'm also a senior citizen. I'm waiting for my vaccine anytime. So the COVID, fortunate, unfortunate, whoever created, whoever started, this may not stop the future uprising 10 billion population to double the agricultural production. My friend Ranjit, whoever asked the question from the audience, tell them it's not a criteria. This is not the one stopping it. Provided, send a memo to your Prime Minister, your Malaysian government, produce enough free masks.
Thank you for the answer, Professor Reddy. So another question from Orwin Singh. How will the modern agriculture bring effect to the hospitality industry?
Can you repeat again?
How will the modern agriculture bring the effect to the hospitality industry?
Or to the hospitality industry, restaurants. Oh, the modern agriculture, provided they believe in, follow the 5 regulations. Who is producing, how that food is produced, whether it is organic or GMO, non-organic, who is transporting the food, who is processing the food, how much profit is looking, whether a lucrative way or a fraudulent way or to make overnight money. If that kind of hospitality guys mentality involved to get this kind of fruit, that guy never prosper. But the hospitality guy do have a common fundamental mind instead. Let me serve. I showed you a few slides. Where it is coming, who is processing, who is transporting, who is packaging, who is cooking, who is serving, what kind of atmosphere the plate is coming to eat. There are some fundamental things on during this hospitality thing, my friend. Bringing a food in a 70-degree Fahrenheit truck, a bread or whatever stuff, cook it up, contaminated. So the preservation, storage, packaging and cooking and serving, particularly during COVID, are you going to eat in a restaurant? No, right? With the COVID, you can't sit there. Wherever you're eating outside, taking home, pack and take home. So if we follow the same rules, nothing. I mean, how do I say the sophisticated technology can enhance the hospitality, restaurant hospitality income? If they all follow, obviously they do better. They don't do. Neither you nor could do nothing. Sorry.
Thank you, Professor Reddy. So I think that's all the questions from the chat box. We have several questions from the previously we have sent the Google registration form for this webinar. So the participant in advance they have filled some questions. We have around 13 questions. So, Prof, are you willing to answer the 13 questions?
Huh?
Are you willing to answer about 13 questions?
Yeah, ask one by one.
So, number one, what is the scope of biotech in agriculture? What is
Scope of
the
biotech.
scope of biotech
What is
in
the biotech
agriculture?
means? Ask him back. What is biotech means? Biotech what? Biotech is genetic modified, organic, biotech. Man, a lot of meanings for biotech. I use one term, combination of genetically modified, genomic, conventional breeding, and PGPR technologies and nanotechnology. If they all come under biotech, of course, biotechnology has a future.
So the last question, Prof. What is the future market in agriculture?
I just showed you, I don't know future of marketing agriculture. I showed you in microbial inoculants, there are billions of dollars in the days ahead for microbial inoculants only. Microbial inoculants in the sense, biofertilizers, biofungicides, biostimulants, bioherbicide, anything the biologically based solution has a lot of future potential. If you add with that the GMO or good trait, breeding genetically cross-linked breeding or resistant varieties, and so there's a lot of potential. Ranjit, tell them everything. There is a price, right? Everything there is a task, there is a solution, there is ultimate result. I'm only specialized in microbial technology, has enormous future, better than many technology in agriculture. We're talking only in agriculture today. So I'm not going to compete with iPhone or Android or Samsung or now the recent skyrocketing guy, Tesla guy is the richest man right now in the world. Tesla, right? Auto car manufacturer. It outshooted Google guy, Amazon guy, Facebook guy. So we're not competing with them. It's biotechnology. So Monsanto, the big companies. I think Malaysian company. I'm involved with a few Malaysian companies to help them out. So we'll see. So biotechnology, in terms of agricultural aspect, having various solid reasons to be used non-politically, non-bureaucratically, non-fraudulent way, open, honestly, in collaboration with several scientists around the globe, with the progressive farmers, institutions, bureaucrats, NGOs, with all those common, united, combined farming approach. I think the agriculture seems to be has a lot of green days ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Reddy, for answering the participants' question. It was a really great pleasure. Before I pass the mic back to the MC, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizing committee for giving me this chance to serve as a moderator. This is my first time in life I serve as a moderator. This experience helped me to learn a lot. I enjoy the role of the moderator. I sincerely want to thank Senior Associate Professor Dr. Subhash, who is our ABSA advisor. Thank you, Dr. Subhash, for guiding us and being with us through thick and time. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you everyone. MC Miss Eunice, over to you.
Good luck, sir. Ranjit. You did very well moderating. I wish you all the best, my friend Ranjit. Take care.
Prof.
All the best. Hopefully, I'll see you 2022 in Putra, Malaysia University. EPM.
Yeah. Prof, just hold on. Now we have closing. Eunice, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Professor MS Reddy, for a wonderful and informative talk. And thank you very much, Mr. Ranjit, for moderating the session. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Hazwani to deliver a note of thanks. Ms. Hazwani, please.
Hello everyone, I am Sharifah Hazwani Izzati Binti Saiputra, and I am proud to tell you that I am a Year 3 student of BSc Honours in Biotechnology degree program of AIMST University. The organizing committee has given me this wonderful opportunity. First of all, on behalf of ABSA and Webinar Organizing Committee, I want to thank Professor Dr. M.S. Reddy for an enlightening and informative talk on global agriculture, past, present, and future. Professor Reddy, we are grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and experience with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you to Senior Professor M. Ravichandran, Dean of Faculty of Applied Sciences, for showing your support by attending today's webinar. I want to thank Mr. Hugo, President of ABSA, and Ms. Vivian, Vice President of ABSA, for their help. I want to record my thanks to today's moderator, Mr. Ranjit, a Year 2 student of BSc Honours in Bioinformatics degree program of AIMST University. As a first-timer, he has done a wonderful job in moderating today's webinar, and that is worth noting. So I would like to also thank to all the participants from various countries for joining us for this webinar. I believe that this webinar has definitely helped you to get some insights and learn something new about global agriculture, past, present, and future. I would like to take this opportunity to record my thanks to all the members of the webinar organizing committee for their hard efforts. Working together as a team for this webinar was really engaging and enjoyable experience. Last, but certainly not least, I would like to say my special thanks to our ABSA advisor, Senior Associate Professor Dr. Subhash, for his valuable efforts for creating these wonderful opportunities for us as we learn lots of things through this webinar organizing exercise. Dr. Subhash, we really appreciate your efforts. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you. Ms. Eunice or Ms. Nisha, over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Azwani. It was a great session today. Before ending the session, we would like to hear feedback from all the participants by scanning the code on the screen right now. We promise the evaluation survey will not take you more than 2 minutes. Your feedback will be greatly appreciated. You can either scan the QR code or go to the link shown below. The link is posted in the chat box as well. After the completion of the survey, you will receive an instant participation certificate in a short while. I will keep the slide running for 2 more minutes for you to scan the QR code. We're looking forward to having you all joining us again in the next session. Thank you again, everyone, and we wish you good health and safety.
Hey, Nisha, can I sign off?
It's done, Prof. Just 1 minute. So we'll take a virtual photograph, Prof. So just 1 minute.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Virtual photograph?
Yeah.
I hope everyone has the chance to scan the QR code, and I'm going to end the meeting. See you soon in our next webinar. Stay safe and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.